Luna. Hey everyone, it's been a long summer and you guys have not seen an update from me because we've been so busy as a family. Today I've got a lot of work to do. I've got a short time to do it in, so why don't you come along with me and we'll get it done together. Come on. So a lot of the crops that I grew over the season this past year were specifically for the seeds. One of the things I really enjoyed this past season was the radishes that I grew. And if you let those radishes grow and and if you can restrain yourself from eating them, they will produce these little seed pods. And when they first come on the plant, after the plant goes to seed, they are bright green and really soft, and you can actually eat them, and they're absolutely delicious. I'm going to grow some this fall for the sole purpose of eating the seed pods. They're absolutely delicious in salads or just in a snack in the garden. So I'm really excited about getting some seed here. So what I'm going to do is show you kind of what I've been doing to get this seed right here. Hopefully you can see that in the camera. Well, all those are just individual radishes that are going to end up in my belly. So the first thing I started doing was doing them kind of by hand like this. And I would take the seeds out of the pod, put it in the bowl. What I found out was if I dumped everything in here, all my dried out seed pods, and just crumble them up like this, and just kind of let those seeds fall out of that dry husk, then I can shake this around. And tilt it to one side. All those seeds are going to fall. You can see them in there. They're going to fall to one corner. Getting your own seeds like this is a great way to spread the love. You can give these seeds away. You could sell these seeds for a little bit. Or you can stockpile them, like I'm doing, in case of the zombie apocalypse, or your family just needs some good, fresh, wholesome food. Organically grown, of course. Alright, we'll bag these up and they'll be ready to go. One of the things that I'm really fortunate to have this summer is an abundance of coffee grounds. I did a previous video earlier in the year about exactly how I use all these coffee grounds, and I get probably about one of these small tub, probably 1.5 full per week, and I have been pretty much the entire summer. So let's go spread these outside in the garden. I'll show you how I do that. You can kind of already see the coffee that I've put on here in the past several weeks. There's espresso pucks in here, as well as loose coffee grounds, and even some filters. These bleached, non-treated filters will decompose right in the soil. And all you do now is spread it out like this. The coffee grounds will slowly decompose and release all kinds of goodness and nitrogen into my soil here. And you can actually tell that it's decomposing just by kind of taking a fork and prying up your soil and taking a look at what's going on in here. Now this is a summer's worth of coffee grounds, and you can really see it. Let me bring you up closer so you can take a look. Alright, so in this big forkful right here, if I can get you focused in, you can see all kinds of stuff. I don't really have a ton of active worms right now, but it's still hot in Alabama, and hopefully that'll change as the weather starts to cool down. But this soil, if you can see in earlier videos, has been basically this kind of Alabama red clay, a little darker than that, but it's got a lot of clay in it. So these coffee grounds have really been working down over the summer and have really just kind of changed my soil. Look at that, that's some good dirt right there. Alright, we'll finish kind of spreading this out, and all you have to do is take a fork and just kind of turn it lightly like that. Turn up, and you'll just kind of mix it in. And as it's decomposing, you can see this white fungus growing throughout, and that's a good sign. That means things are breaking down. When I was working those coffee grounds in, I found out that I was losing some soil out the side. I'm just going to stick some rocks here to try and keep that from happening. It's a temporary fix, but that'll work for now. So if you'll remember, this was our greens bed last year. So what we've been doing over the summer is really just kind of putting more back into it. We've put a lot of leaves, a lot of cut up branches, some wood chips, some onion stalks, and just whatever we could find to put in here, and especially coffee. I've probably put probably about 8 like 5-gallon bucket loads of coffee grounds in here. So the soil is really dark, really rich now. It's had time to break down, and I can't wait to plant this. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to plant here. It's either going to be carrots or greens again, but we'll see. So I'm going to turn this over a little bit, so let's get to it. So with any plant, as long as you're pulling it up, it's a good idea to... Luna. Hey, come here. Hey girl, you're so sweet. Alright. Okay, fine. Alright, as with any plant, it's a good idea to, when you pull them up, take a look at the root system, see what's going on with them, okay? So this is our corn. All the plants look really healthy. However, some were smaller than others. I just want to take a look at the roots, and I'm looking for little nematode kind of knots on them, and honestly the roots look really good. Got some worms in there, and I've fertilized these with some blood meal, some organic blood meal, and the root systems are shallow, but we've got some deep roots there. So overall, I'm happy. One of the things I have noticed is that you've got this primary root system on the bottom, and then like a ½ inch up, you've got more roots coming out, and that's they tell you to hoe your corn and to hill up over the first little bit of them. That's why. So that's one thing I didn't do great this year that I will do better next year is kind of mound the dirt up over that secondary root system there. Alright, let's get the rest of these cut down. So one of the clear winners this year in the garden is going to be in my okra. I've got two varieties. I've got this variety which my aunt gave me, which I suspect is Clemson spineless okra, and I've also got a Hill Country red okra, and they're both very prolific. They love the Alabama heat and humidity, and they just require little to no watering at all, and it's been an absolute delight having them in the garden. So I'm going to harvest some of the okra pods right now, and one of the things I learned, this is my first year planting okra, and one of the things I learned is that you've got to prune okra back. If you don't, as Luna and I found out, they will get, hey Luke, come here, they will get so tall they'll start to fall over a little bit. So these pods are heavy, they're dense, they're thick, and they are delicious. So let's take a moment, and first I'll show you what a pruned okra plant looks like versus a unpruned, overgrown one that's about to fall over and has actually a couple times. Let's take a look. Ready? So let's take a look at two unpruned Hill Country red okra plants. You can see they kind of real thick at the bottom, especially this one over here. Thick at the bottom. These two are a little closer together, and they're a little bit thinner. The corn was kind of shading them out. They still produce beautifully though. So anyway, let's focus on this one here. As we go up, we see we've got some limbs starting to come off, some pods producing down at the bottom. Go up, 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 up. This is about my height, right there, about 6 feet. Continues up and has a big pod on the top. So this is always produced well. You can see the size of the pods, and that's probably just beyond edible right there. We kind of had a rain the other day, and it made the pods kind of grow really, really quick. But as you can see, like everywhere there's a branch, you'll see these little stubs right there where I have taken an okra off. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you get a lot of okra from it. But let's take a look at around here at some pruned plants. Let's see. We'll go to this one right here. So this is a Clemson spineless, and it's been pruned for quite a while here. You've got a thick stalk at the bottom, about thumb, maybe a little bigger than thumb thickness. And when it was growing, we harvested from everywhere there's a little crook or a branch shooting off. We harvested a okra from there. Since I've cut it, and this has been cut for probably, I don't know, maybe 3 weeks, you've got all this growth coming off the side here, all this growth. So there's okra buds right there. So everywhere you see growth down here, there's going to be okra buds. There's some right here. So pruning your okra is a very good thing. Next year I'll do it earlier in the season. So I should have still a good bit of okra left to harvest. But that's just, you can see the unpruned Hill Country red right here versus the very productive, and will be productive for a while, Clemson spineless. So you can see I've got to harvest some pods. Look at these things. They're huge. Some of these are not going to be edible, but most of them are. Let's see, around here we've got some that are edible right there. I'll eat that little guy here. There's 2, 3, 4 over there. Yeah, there's plenty to eat. So that's my okra. Definitely a big winner this summer. Let's take a look at the tomatoes. A-frame held up very nicely, by the way. So it did really well. But you can see I've still got some wilt going on. And those are Rutgers tomatoes. Rutgers I will grow next year. They were very well. Beefsteak tomatoes, not so much. But my Moonglows, as you can see, are still putting out fruit. And my mint is right there doing well, of course. You can grow mint anywhere. So let's take a look at the peppers as well, since we're in kind of the same spot. Peppers are doing good. I think kind of ending we started getting a little relief from the heat, but the peppers really didn't like the extreme, like the 90s, and we didn't hit triple digits this year, but You can see they're kind of yellowing and a little droopy, so hopefully they'll perk back up and I may get one more harvest off of these guys. But the winners this year are going to definitely be the jalapeno plants. I harvested a ton of seeds this year. I'm going to have a ton of plants, jalapeno plants next year. Really enjoyed them. Wrap them in bacon, stuff them with cream cheese, and have a feast. They were just absolutely delicious. What I will not grow next year are these Anaheim chilies that you're seeing right now. They're very tasty, but I was the only one that liked them. The family didn't really like them. Stephanie didn't love them. I think she ate them because she knew it would make me feel good. But yeah, so those are good though if you want to plant those. If you roast them on the grill and then just get them really nice and roasted to where that hard outside skin separates from the really sweet, soft flesh on the inside. They are absolutely delicious. It's a little work, but they're still good. So the next thing we've got is our sunflowers right behind you. Let's take a look at those. Sunflowers are ready to harvest today, so let's get on that. Sunflowers you want to harvest when they are dried and brown, and these definitely fit the bill. So there's still a little greenage in the stalk, but we're going to take these off. So I'm going to cut them, leave me a little room to hang them up a little by on the stalk, and then we'll harvest them. These are tight sunflowers, loaded with seeds. Not as big as I wanted. They didn't get enough sunlight. I think I'm going to change the location next year, but this will be next year's crop. I'll probably eat a good bit of it, but for the most part this is next year's crop right here. So I'll cut these off and harvest them up. I can't tell you how many times I've almost cut down this plant. This is a Romanesco broccoli plant, and I've got one, two, and I planted this in February, I think. If you look at my past videos, I think you can see where this has kind of been growing, and you can just kind of see it's really grown big, got a thick stalk. It's taken some bug damage, but that's it. So I really hope this produces. I'm going to plant some more in another location, but I'm really hoping I didn't waste my time with this plant. It's been fun. It's a good color. It's nice. It's waxy leaves, very ornamental to have in the garden. Looks good, and people always ask what it is. So I'll keep you updated on this one. I'll be interested to see what happens. But for today, we're going to leave it alone. Alright, so that's it for today. Thanks for coming along. Thanks for staying tuned, and for all my subscribers, I apologize for not doing any updates over the summer. We've just been really busy, like I said, enjoying life, enjoying Noah, and him growing up. He just turned 2, and we've got another one on the way, so we've been really busy. So I'll keep you guys updated and try to do a better job of my fall garden and everything. So thank you so much for tuning in. Like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and God bless you guys. Take care.